What is up, guys? FrugalBC here for another live stream, and got Like and Warlord coming on the show later on, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, we're going to get into some really interesting stuff. Now, one of the things I'm going to get into is I came across a couple of tweets earlier in the week, and the funny thing is, they said that crypto is going to be like pumping this week, and they've cited some inside information. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bookmark those, and then we're going to see how the market actually did and whether that came true. So, spoiler alert, it did not. So, but I hope everyone's having a good day out there. I've got really interesting stuff on the show today. I also have an announcement. I have left my day job, so I am going to be focusing on my two businesses, one of which is this channel. So it should be, I'm actually probably going to go to a twice a week streaming schedule, maybe with an extra stream on Kick that's exclusive. I haven't totally decided that yet. I have been doing some streams on there, and I had a couple go, not, I had one where it's like, for some reason, there was no sound when I played the video back. I don't know why that is. There was sound from the game I had playing in the background, but not my own voice. And I don't know what happened there. So, but yeah, we'll get into some charts and lots of good stuff. By the way, if you guys haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and give me a follow if you're watching on Kick. Appreciate all my Kick audience there. And if you're on X, follow me on X. Hit the like button on the video and share it to more people. You can retweet it as well. We want to get as many people in here as possible. Looks like we got some people in the chat already. Richard Sarah saying, woohoo, yes, woo, woo, woo. Indeed. I'm going to make this window a little bit bigger here. I didn't even have a chance to set up my thing. Also got channel memberships for only $1 a month starting at. So if you want to get videos before anyone else, be sure to hit that. And interesting, I did a Helium mobile review, and usually when I do anything outside of Algorand, it usually tanks for a period and then it pops off later. And this one really tanked. But what's interesting is I'm getting views from one I did 6 months ago. Well, not 6 months ago, like 3 months ago. Excuse me, I just say lunch. So it's kind of funny how that actually works. And by the way, you can comment on Kick on YouTube and on X, and I will see it. I will see it in my chat. So yeah, for those who didn't tune in right away, we got Like and Warlord coming on to talk about Gala. So I just played Townstar for the first time in probably 3 months, I think, maybe a little less than that. Gotta say, they definitely fixed some things. And by the way, they call it Townstar again, which I really like. We're probably going to get into that a little bit more. Plus all the challenges around Gala. Like and Warlord's been following that a lot closer than me, so we'll definitely have some things to say about that because it's interesting. Excuse me. But yeah, while we're here, why don't we? I would say, do I have anything else to say? I talked about subscribing and all that. Like I always say, by the way, you don't have to smash it. You can just press the like and subscribe button ever so gently. Works just fine that way too. And yeah. I've been following up. We had Sewell and I had a pretty interesting conversation last week about the Hawk Tua thing. And since then, it's become pretty clear. I watched CoffeeZilla's video on it, and it's pretty clear that was pretty much a scam. He shared messages between him and Hawk Tua. Apparently, Coffee wanted they wanted Coffee to be the first guest for Hawk Tua coming back. And he was like, probably not. He's like, hey, I've got all these questions. Why don't you answer these questions and we'll see. And yeah, the story just basically fell apart. It seemed pretty clear that it was basically a scam. And her channel's been pretty quiet since then. That podcast with FaZe Banks got deleted, but then it got leaked, and so far, yeah, she hasn't done anything back. So yeah, well, lots to talk about. So why don't we just get right into the markets here? So give me a second. Well, this will be interesting. Hold on a second. Do, 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 do. Oh, by the way, update before let's hold on. Let me see how this is arranged here. I think I can just slide it, can I? Oops. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. New one, man. I don't know what's going on here. Why am I not? Okay. Yeah, I have to say I liked, and then it does this. There's some things I don't like about this new platform. This is one of them. It's the ranging. The stuff is like kind of a pain in the butt. No, I don't want. Wait, no, that is what I want. Hold on, I think I. Here we go. Here we go. What? Oh my god, this is driving me nuts. All right, we'll just be on the left. It's fine. Or on the right, I mean. I swear I had this. Yeah, I will say Streamlabs had that part about it a lot better. So, okay, here we are. We're looking at the charts. Oh, now I'm on the left. It's where I want to be. I gave up and then see now. Yeah, now it went back to where, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, here we are. And these are the charts and they're looking actually pretty good. Now, I'll share what I said about I'll share those tweets a little bit later. We are still in fear territory, by the way, and right around 38, kind of on that border between fear and greed. Yeah, this is a surprise. Even this morning, it wasn't looking like this. So let's just kind of go through. And yeah, Bitcoin up almost 3% on the 24-hour, Ethereum up almost 6%, XRP at 13. That's a big one. Let's just see who the top gainers are. Yeah, the Trump coin is pumping like crazy. Oh my gosh. Who did this? Which one of you guys did this? Come on, fess up. Nobody wants to fess to it. I'm going to open chat because I think. Let's see, Jeff. Okay, I got to close some tabs here. No problem. I can do that. We'll come back to that. Jeffrey asks, "Are you bringing Seawill on?" Not today. What I want to do, I want to have Seawill and Hinge come on and do a stream where they kind of do like I think that'd be really fun because the base ecosystem sounds really interesting. Yeah, if you do want to see Seawill was on last week. I've got Lake and Warlord coming on today to talk about Gala. You guys might remember him and Dubstep Rob being on the show like last year, and we definitely want to do that again. He's got some interesting insights to Gala, and he's an entertaining guy. So Jeffrey says, "What price do you think Bitcoin needs to hit to turn the bull market on again?" I don't know. This is a good sign. Usually, so I don't even think in that terms. I just think like once it starts taking off, it usually really takes off. So maybe this is the start. Who knows? Maybe those tweets are right. We'll get back to Richard Harris thinks 115, 120. Well, is that people aren't going to feel like the bull run is happening unless it goes quite a bit over. Yeah, probably that at least the 120, 130 range, I'd say, before people are like, okay, things are really happening again. But yeah, dog with hat going up. I'm way under. I just bought a stupid bag of dog with hat for fun. And yeah, that didn't go well. SPX 6900. I don't even know what that is. Jupiter, meme coin on Solana. Movement. Virtuals protocol. Yeah, it's an interesting mix because it seems to mostly be memes that are really pumping, except for XRP. Even Melania, look at Melania was down to $1.58. Yeah, Little Dow is on there. PayPay. Not seeing a lot of utility coins other than XRP in the top of the charts here. We get down to number 22, and we got Near Protocol. Look how much Near Protocol dropped. Now that's still up. That's still like double up for me, by the way, because I bought it around at 117, 121, something like that. So it's actually maybe closer to triple. Still a 3x for me, but considering it was around $7. Render. There's Hedera going back up. And Hedera and Algorand having a real battle for price, which is interesting because there's 5 times the supply of Hedera than Algorand. Yeah, Chainlink's up there. I mean, pretty much everything is in the positive. How far down do we got to go for? And Solana is not, number 44. That's not very high up that chart. Even got Sandbox doing a little better along with VeChain. Now Helium is interesting because Helium. Let's double click on this one once. I want to show some stuff here. We don't want to go that. Yeah, it really had this was earlier. Well, I'm trying to figure out the timing here. Helium's been dropping over the year. It's way down over the year. That's kind of crazy, but it had this spike. This must be the spike I was thinking of. Maybe. Yeah, it was running up. And Helium is interesting. I just did another review on Helium Mobile. They've made some changes. They have new plans out. I appear to be grandfathered in, so that's good. They also changed the rewards. It used to be the mobile token. Now you're earning in Helium itself, which I think is better. Like if you didn't want to use the Helium to pay your bill and you just wanted to keep it, it seems like that's better because you could just send that Helium to your Coinbase maybe. Although I'd want to look into that before. You never know because what Rails is Coinbase working. You just want to make sure it functions. Always do a little bit. If you ever send stuff to an exchange or off to a regular wallet or really any transaction in crypto, I always like to do a little test. So if I was going to send 1,000 algo somewhere, I might do send one algo first just to make sure it works. Usually a good idea. But yeah, still bullish on the community sentiment here. So that's definitely a good thing. Shiba, more meme coins. Stupid XGC. Where's Bobby Jonas here? I want this thing to crash so I can make fun of him. And Algorand over 30 cents, not bad, 4%, not doing as good as some of the coins. But I mean, do we have anything in the red? I just want to go to the bottom once. Yeah, just a couple. Yeah, Mantra, Pancake Swap, and Onyx Coin are in the red over the 24 hours. Otherwise, yeah, it's a good positive day in what had been pretty much sideways trading. So maybe I'll have to eat my words a little bit on those tweets when I talk about them. And overall, we're looking at the Coin Market Cap 100 here, and I like this. This is a nice little index. I like when you measure the market. I like to look at the S&P 500. I think that's a pretty good indicator. It's kind of your top 500 companies, and this is kind of your top 500 cryptocurrencies. How are they doing? That to me matters more than the overall market. Although that's not unimportant, by the way. We're at 3.28 trillion in market cap. Do they talk about the market cap? I'd be curious what the total market cap is. And I don't want to do the math. But all these names. Are they ranked? Yeah, so this is just ranked by market cap, but didn't it look different? I don't know. And then you can see the weight. This is very, very heavily weighted toward Bitcoin, so it kind of makes some sense. Algo's down here. Number 40, 2.57 billion market cap. It's about 0.09% of this whole thing, which is not really a surprise. So they get lower as you go down market cap. It kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, even Swe's been doing well. Swe had kind of a pullback. Well, they all kind of did. See anyone saying anything? Not really. Okay. But this is yeah, this is looking nice. This is looking nice. This is zooming out. Okay, this is a pretty long zoom out. Let's just look over. Yeah, we're actually over a month. We're still down, by the way, though. So to put this in context, like we're popping up a little bit, but after after having kind of a rough February so far and kind of a sideways January. And the cool thing is all this is right in this is all right in coin market cap, so you can kind of analyze this stuff. Get some trending coins, get some the market cap as a whole, the entire crypto market cap is up 3.92%. I wonder how they yeah, this is interesting because they have the altcoin season index and it is still weighted into Bitcoin season. And I believe that's based on Bitcoin dominance. There's a really 90-day average. Okay, so the index uses the top 100 coins ranked on CoinMarketCap, excluding stable coins and wrapped tokens, and compares them based on their rolling 90-day price performance. If 75% of the top 100 coins outperform Bitcoin in the last 90 days, it's altcoin season. Okay, so now you know. If only 25% or fewer outperform Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin season. So we're definitely in pretty solidly in Bitcoin season, not in the extreme territory there, but definitely over the line. Bitcoin dominance at about, you're seeing all this, right? Yeah. Bitcoin dominance at about 59.5%. And Ethereum's at 10, others 30%. So little ways to go. What did it say? We need 75%. Yeah, 75%. So that's why they have this here, is to kind of help you measure versus how do they measure? So CoinMarketCap uses the price and trading data of the most popular crypto coins together with our unique user behavior data to present a more accurate crypto market sentiment. In other words, that's secret company information, and they are not going to tell you that. So let's look at crypto ETFs really quick here, and then we'll go to the Algorand stuff. Appears to be flowing out of Bitcoin, and well, wait a minute. Net flow is actually out of Ethereum. So if you kind of want to know why the market's trading sideways, this is kind of why. Why is this 13% over 30 days? I see. This is for the 12th, so it's actually a couple days behind. Interesting. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, everyone, for those who celebrate. I don't really, but for those that do. Yeah, interesting stuff here. I think that's interesting to look at. Definitely still in Bitcoin season. Anthony Leah says, Algorand, how we feeling? Well, why don't we take a look? Like I said, guys, we're gonna have Lycan Warlord coming on later to talk some Gala. In the meantime, we're gonna get into some Algorand stuff, and kind of better hurry because here's what the charts are looking like, and it seemed to have sort of a resistance line around 30% that I can see. I think we can get through that though. What's the RSIs look like? Yeah, RSI is pretty strong, so but not overcooked. So yeah, we could see some more for this leg. Interesting that it's been staying above the Bollinger Band. Usually when you hit down here, this is when the pressure really hits and starts popping things off. But sometimes you don't get that much of a pump. I mean, you can see like you get a little bit, and we've had some really low RSIs. So you'll get a spike. When you hit that spike, you'll see, like you see down here, it will shoot up for a little bit. It's just like it's not going to go on forever. So if you're looking to make some quick trades, that's a way to do it. Let's see what's going on with Yeah, so tiny up a little bit. I like to see that. I do a lot of stuff in tiny. It's like the one ASA that I use for anything. Mostly because it's been pretty stable. It's tended to stay between 2.5 and 5 cents a piece, and that means I kind of can predict it's not going to be too volatile. That's what I like about it. Most ASAs, in my opinion, are too volatile to do much with. If you want to buy them for fun, I have some Monko. It's just for fun. Get sent some Busk, did not accept it, but I haven't rejected it yet either. Yeah, Monko not doing so great, down 2%. Angel Vary is really dropping. Let's look at this one. Well, yeah, that's just that didn't even have a pump. I mean, it kind of had this little red candle, but oof, yeah, that's just a disaster. That's you don't want to see that too much. If I don't know much about it, but I think it's based on a guy the Algorand community doesn't like very much. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, Elgatardio not doing so great either. And this one is an interesting one because this was a community takeover after an attempted rug that didn't really go that well. The alleged rugger, by the way, lives like 2.5 hours away from me, apparently, and supposedly got in some trouble because he stole a bike or something. It's weird. But he wasn't really able to crash it that much. I don't think he was able to get that much out. Got a little bit out, um, but yeah. So people took this coin over and kept it going, and it had a really nice. This was like when I had Sewell on last time. This is what we talked about, and yeah, it's pretty much fallen down since. But interesting chart for an ASA. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. There's too much more to talk about. There's now one called Not Skynet. By the way, this little ninja logo, that means it was created on Rug Ninja, which has kind of a mechanism for preventing rug pulls. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because like the algo chart looks the best out of any of the meme coins, really. Anthony asks, "What's a realistic price prediction?" So I've been saying all along. Well, I shouldn't say that. Early on, I thought $2 to $3, and when we had that early pump that was unexpected, I had revised that to maybe $3 to $5 and $3 to $5, and I think that's still a pretty reasonable range. I never make a specific coin, a specific price amount because I don't know. I think that's pretty silly to do. People will do like backwards math with coin market with market cap, and it just doesn't make any sense. One of the things that irritates me that I see a lot of influencers do, they'll say like, well, Cardano has this market cap, so if our coin had that market cap, it'd be worth this much. And it's like, yeah, so what, right? Because there's no mechanism for that to be the case. Like market cap is just price times number of shares, or in this case, number of coins, and one of them is fixed. So it just means, yeah, your price went up. So what? Like that's what we're all hoping for. Like making market cap comparisons other than to say, well, this is the size of the project. It just doesn't tell you anything meaningful. It's one of those things that influencers do that kind of drives me nuts. So that's that. I want to get to this. Can I hide this? I wish it didn't go to that stupid border. Okay. Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about is, and I'm gonna have to eat a little tiny bit of crow, but not too much. I saw two tweets on it was either Saturday or Sunday, and I bookmarked them because I think this happens a lot in crypto, and people are never really held accountable for this. So I want to dive into this because this is something that annoys me. So I saw two tweets that said, claiming some insider information and saying like crypto is going to pump this week. So yeah, let me just dive into these here. Oh, good. Put me on the correct side. Probably should have found it first. Okay, there's one. Okay, here's one. Oh, I hate that it does that. Dang it. All right, yeah, they always make me do this. I don't like the way that bookmarks are laid out. All right, this is Gordon, and Gordon says he went from zero to crypto multimillionaire in 3 years. And he said, I just met my good friend Alex for coffee. He's high up at BlackRock. Mhm. And he said, next week will be great for the markets. Expect some huge moves in the crypto market. Well, so did that happen? Now I want to look at this because did he have a follow up saying, you know what, I was wrong? I bet not. I'm just, and not to pick on him. I just happened to come across his. Now he's talking about shorting. POV you held. Now he's talking about patience. He's talking about Big Boy. Big Boy had some. He kind of had a little breakdown. I'd cover that. I don't know if we're gonna. Oh, that's not nice. Let's see. Just looks like someone's still bitter about Trump's crypto moves. Still, I don't know what that is. Yeah, Big Boy just like went crazy. I feel kind of bad for him. Bitcoin's greatest strength. Yeah, I just don't see any. I don't see any. Hey, by the way, sorry, I was wrong. Because that's the way it is. It's just they just say they just say stuff, and then no one ever calls them because no one keeps track of it. Yeah, I just checked my meme coins. My house one. I didn't need to see that. Apparently, he's big on butthole. Okay, so nothing saying. I don't. I guess he tweets a lot, so we're probably not going to be able to go back through all of his. Oh darn you! All right, that was one of them. Now let's look at the other one, because we know what the market's good. They did not rip. And then here's the other one. Oops, I did it again. Golden Cross buy signal is flashing for all coins. Last time we pumped, and this was on February 8th. So, what was that? Sunday, Saturday? I think Saturday. Are you serious? One of them Death Cross, other Golden Cross. Oh yeah, that's true. One is one is the other. Actually, which one is this? The Golden Cross, and on the left, and then the right is the Death Cross. I don't know TA. I think it's kind of BS. But if he was saying it was well, he said, yeah, buy signal. Okay, so last time we pumped 92%, but that was actually the Golden Cross. This one would be the Death Cross, so that's actually bad. And we did have a kind of a bad week. So actually, that was he's kind of right, but in the wrong way. And I'm sure there's been no follow up from Merlin the trader. But he's still saying Bitcoin will 2x, altcoins will 10x, but not like this week. There's never any follow up. But he tweets a lot too, so now he's saying the triangle pattern is going to lead to a big thing. I see these all the time too, and like it doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not a technical analysis believer. I just haven't seen someone. The only thing I've seen that's actually seems to work, and it's a really in the micro sense it works, is when it's at the bottom of the RSI and at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, a little pump of some kind is probably probably going to come. That's been pretty reliable from what I've seen. None of this stuff is. Now we're talking about resistance and yada yada. Isn't that support? Oh, I see what he is saying. Okay, fair enough. He said that was resistance, no support. So anyway, yeah, I just think that stuff is interesting because I think sometimes people are just full of hooey. Let's see. Rowan Villano says, "Hello, all the best for the new job." Well, thank you. Actually, not a new job. I'm I'm leaving. I left my job, but I'm just doing this. So I guess this is my new job. This and my local newsletter, which I don't really talk about because it's not really. It's focused on local issues and such. So, but I appreciate that. Thank you, Rowan. Good to see you as always. FFT says, "What's happening to BitBoy is pure karma. The guy scammed and rug pulled a lot of people." Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have really mixed feelings about it because I think he knows. I think he knows how to play the crypto game very well. I think that's fair to say. But I also think I've seen him make some like really strange comments, and I don't necessarily understand why he makes those comments. I remember speaking of TA, I remember watching. I think one of the last times I watched his Daily Show back when the whole before the whole thing fell apart. He he said something about how we had this golden dot or whatever the hell it was, and he said every time that happens, the price pumps up, and someone in the audience said that's not true, and he just lost it, and he was like screaming at the camera, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's unhinged. And he was wrong too, by the way. That was another one I tracked. I was like, okay, let's see what it does, and it turns out, yeah, he was totally wrong. Yeah, so we should have Lycan Warlord coming up pretty soon. I hope he got the link correctly. In fact, let me check my Discord. Discord is not my favorite platform. All right, I just told him to hit the join link. He said he's ready, so he should be here. Then we can talk some Gala. Yeah, the Bitcoin. Oh, I think I see him. It's coming in. I think he's here. So okay. Okay. There we are. Let me put my headphones on. Okay, Lycan, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, what's going on, brother?
Just playing my favorite game in the entire world, Common Ground World. You may have heard of it, right? You've heard of Common Ground World, right?
Oh, I don't know that one. What is
never
that?
heard of Common Ground? Well, let me show you. Hold on, let me go back
I've
to
heard
the
of.
menu. I want you to check it out. This is a really cool game. It's called Common Ground World. It's about this like saving the world with like trees and shit. It's really cool. Check this out. Watch, you'll see it right here as it loads. Whoa, Townstar. What?
Hey.
Whoa! I thought it was called Common Ground World.
Now that I heard of.
Oh man, you see, I've been playing Common Ground World for so long, I done forgot about Townstar. What's up, bud? How are you?
Good. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Happy Valentine's Day. I got my little romantic shirt on for you, some little hearts. I got my alcoholic beverage, stay thirsty.
Very nice, and I like the backdrop. That's really cool.
So we have Mardi Gras coming up here, so I'm gonna be redoing it. I might put some tits on old Sir Skellington, and then I'm gonna have to put Mardi Gras beads and stuff like that. So
very nice.
This was a combination of Halloween turned to Christmas, and then now we got Mardi Gras. So.
Yeah. So well, that was actually one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because I had an inkling to just play some Townstar, and I logged in, and sure enough, it's called Townstar again. What do you know about that?
So it says Townstar. Now I don't know why it says Townstar, because I was told that Common Ground World was the next thing. So if I type in Common Ground World, There's a Common Ground .game website. But if I click play now, it takes me to this web page and it says Townstar. It's kind of weird. I don't understand what's happening. Frugal, I'm not sure.
Now, like it, you're not suggesting that naming the game after a movie that would be forgotten about 30 days after it came out. You're not suggesting that was a bad idea, are you?
No. I mean, obviously, we can go to Google Trends here, and we can type in Common Ground World, and you'll see it's one of the most popular things in the world right now. Common Ground World. If you look right now, you can see that there's no data. But we'll be fair. Let's go past 5 years worldwide. Yes. Wow.
So I guess it's so popular that it broke the charts.
No, I typed it in wrong. That's on me. I don't want to listen. If I'm going to talk shit, I'm going to talk shit properly. Okay, look, here we go. We got some spikes. All right.
Spikes.
Okay. All right. Now let's compare it to Townstar. Huh. That's weird. Huh. But yeah, to surmise what you're discussing, if we just were to Google search for Common Ground, the movie, you can see there's a 2023 documentary. It's got, I mean, that's great ratings, bro. 7.9, 81%. Says I've already watched. I don't know. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I clicked that if I've already watched it. 128 reviews on IMDb. I mean, that's huge, dude. 16 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, that's basically Oscar nominated, right?
Yeah, well, from what I know about the Oscars, I think that basically qualifies.
That's basically, they might as well just hand them the trophy now, right?
Because I don't think they pick movies that people actually like.
So this is the big deal. This is why it's no longer wasting its time with Gala Film, because it's about to be on Amazon Prime, which
that makes sense.
Fair game to them. Absolutely would do that. Now,
yeah, for sure.
The one thing I called out about this, other than the stupidity of it from the beginning, was that this is their website, right? Commongroundfilm.org. Okay.
Hey, before we go further, I just want to explain for the audience. So the game Townstar at some point switched their name to Common Ground World to align with this movie that they were going to put on Gala Films. And I don't think many people were happy about it.
Yeah, I'll even pull it up. So this was my video I made this video October 2nd, 2023. So yeah, look, you can see right here, it used to say Common Ground World, but now it says Townstar. So one of the things I complained about was right here, going through this website. There's nothing on their original website. So this is back a year in what? 5 months? A year and 5 months or so?
Yeah.
When this first happened, there was nothing that linked this movie to Gala Games. So my point was, if you're saying this is the thing to do, to link this game that no one's playing to a movie that no one's watching, you'd think there'd be some sort of mesh there, right?
right.
So, again, this is over time, no one's looked up Common Ground World. Everyone's looked up Townstar, which is one of the reasons why I kept calling it Townstar. But the other reason was, if you go to the URL, it always stayed game/Townstar.
That's true. I noticed that. Yeah, I remember that.
Call me crazy, but if the URL hasn't been changed, they're not that serious. So
well, let me ask you: Are you still playing Townstar regularly?
I am, and the reason is, like, we did Santa Sack giveaway again. This is the third year in a row, and I was logified, and they said, "Look, we know the game shit. We know that you're not, you're not having the same fun you are. But if your goal is to just be able to give stuff away at the end of the year with everything you've earned throughout the year, then you would have to play a little bit more serious. The more serious I play, the more I'll be able to give away to people." So
that's fair.
That's kind of, I was like, yeah, you're right. I've been kind of dicking around. But I mean, you can see here, bro, they've sold 147 of, or excuse me, I can't read. They sold 100 and I'm sorry, they sold 3. Let me go back. They sold 3. Let's zoom in on that real quick. So this is an FT for Gala for Townstar. I guess it's crazy. I want to call it Common Ground World so badly. You can see this happy little easel. So it's 300. Okay, so I don't even need a calculator for this math. They've come out with, again, and this is one of the issues I always said I had with the people that were in charge of the game, is let's come up with a meta and then let's sell an FT for it. Come out with a meta FT. There's no balancing. There's no vanilla. There's nothing like that. So this was a FT created for the meta, and it sold 3.
Nice.
Now, I can't do very good math, but if they're selling it for $300 and they sold 3, that would mean that's $900.
Yeah, well, it's they're laughing their way to the bank, I guess.
Well, I think that's enough to run a whole game, to be honest. I think $900. I mean, I could do a lot with $900.
Right, yeah.
But to be fair, they sold 9 of this one at $200, so that's $1,800.
Well,
I mean, this one sold 6 at $200, so that's what, another $1,200. I mean, they've already made $3,900, bro, in like a week and a half. That's impressive.
I mean, they're basically driving Lambos at this point.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it before. Jet fuel is expensive, but I think at these rates, you know, a 0 of 0 sale, you know, that's 100% going to get them to the moon.
I want to back up a little for audience members too. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me talk about this, but like, so Townstar is one of the games on Townstar is one of the games on the Gala Games platform, and I think is it safe to say it's the longest running one that they have?
Yeah, this was the first one that they launched.
And
was close after, but it was Townstar that was first.
And it seems to be one of the few that, you know, has at least continued in perpetuity, that hasn't just completely fallen apart or never really launched. And I don't know, is it technically still in beta? It was in beta for a really long time.
Well, let's look at more info, shall we?
Let's do it.
There you go. I'm in the way.
Beta.
So Townstar was first. Townstar is the reason we had this spike. And some people were like, oh, it's the bull run. Oh, it's the bull run. Okay. It wasn't the bull run. It was because people were buying into Mirandus. They were buying into Townstar. And they were buying into the idea that they could play to earn, and people were making ridiculous amounts of money. That's why Town Coin went up to like almost $2.
Oh yeah,
this was the prime Townstar run, and you can see basically after May Mayhem it fell off, and it hasn't recovered since. So that May Mayhem they gave away several hundred million or tens of millions of dollars worth of prizes or whatever. But yeah. This was all because of play to earn. As a matter of fact, we can probably look up and see when that ended. But they brought, I don't know if you heard, they brought play to earn back.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. But no one's playing it.
Oh, is that you mean like the daily challenges?
Watch, I'll show you. This is right here. So this is the mode they came up with. That is absolutely asinine. It's stupid. It's retarded. And I don't drop the hard R often, but it's justifiable.
Okay? No, it is.
It's you basically let's just, I don't even know if it's gonna be able to pull up my town because it's been so long since I played. Oh no, actually, you know what? I did notice this. I will give them a compliment, Frugal. With so little people playing, their servers are running way faster.
I noticed that.
They can bring you back to current almost immediately.
Yeah, I joined this competition, and I have to say, like, it definitely seemed to be functioning smoother than it had. Although the thing where it's supposed to tell you if your device is not operative, it's supposed to have the little Z's over. I see that's
all broken
all over the place, and that was like, it's been like 2 years.
We'll give them a compliment though, Frugal.
Yeah,
they fixed the leaderboard. It takes like 10 to 15 seconds, but then it actually calculates where you're at accurately, and it shows you in the top right hand corner. So there are a handful of positives that I can say.
I do like that. I still find it confusing where I see my final score and there's people ahead of me who have lower scores. I still don't fully understand.
It's still broken. Let's be honest. It's still broken, but at least they made a forward movement with it. Leaderboards are difficult things, Frugal. I'm not sure if you understand how it works. You see, basically there's a ranking structure, right, where we have a points, and so people with more points go towards the top of this list, and then people with less points go to the bottom of the list, right?
Well, that's what I hear, supposedly.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So you also notice there's no leaderboard here. So again, why the fuck would you play it? But you have to spend money to demolish these squares so you can get a full town. I know Dub plays it. I started playing this and I said, this is absolutely stupid as fuck. Why would I play this? If there's A, there's no competition, and B, I can't use it to test my stuff. Why would I play this?
Yeah, there used to be some kind of dirt points you get. Did they just scrap that whole thing?
There's nothing here, dude. It's fucking dead.
Nothing. Yeah.
So
it's done.
I mean, so is the game, but
right.
That's neither here nor there. But what we do have, what's important to know is that you don't just have Townstar anymore. What you do have is Meow Coin, and you also have the Epic Gala sweepstakes, and then you also have Dogs for the Founder, as well as Treasure Tapper. All of these games you've clearly heard of and play every day. And then these games that they can't even do anymore because they lost the lawsuit. And Meow Match, don't forget that.
Right.
Grit, that was a rug from the jump. Notice what game. Let's reload the page real quick. Let's be fair to Gala. Okay, let's reload. I'm gonna zoom out to 100%. Okay, I'm gonna refresh this page. Now, what are the first games it shows you? Gambling.
Good point.
And these are the only two that really have a player base. I never really played. I played a little bit of Champions, but when you're fighting against China, I think I showed this the last time on your stream, what the gacha community is. Those gambling, the Asian gambling games.
Yep.
Like the amount of money they make in a month, is astronomical.
Yeah, it's crazy.
20. Let's go January 2025. Gotcha. What do we call Reddit Tower earnings? Reddit. It's got a fucking name. I don't know what. Here it is. Okay. So Genshin Impact earned $99.4 million in the month of January 2025.
That's wild.
Pokemon TCG only got 64 million. Love and Deep Space, that was some romantic one that came out. Honkai's at 50 million. Naruto. So basically, if you compare that to how much money Gala's making, it's really, there's no competition. Gala's clearly, selling 3 of these at $300 a piece. Gala's clearly out earning these other gacha games. But no, that's the thing. That's the thing with this, like Champions Arena. That's like that style where you go in and you buy packs and all that kind of shit. This is, by the way, the most stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. You join the front line for digital freedom, standing with the founder, collect Trez rewards, and support Dogs for the Founder, waving the banner of freedom and privacy in the Web3 era.
Jesus.
It's a fucking tapper game, bro. Play now on Telegram. You know why they chose Telegram? Because they can bot Telegram.
Oh, right.
And I don't know if you noticed, they brought 3 million accounts. They had 3 million accounts or whatever. Our favorite boy, Benny. But anyway, how have you been, Frugal? I know we just started running.
Oh yeah, no, I've been all right. I actually just put in my notice at my job yesterday. So
I heard you mention something about the job. Yeah.
Yep, going full time on this and my local newsletter, which brings in more money than YouTube. I can tell you that much. But
yeah,
it feels good. It's going to be an awkward probably 2 weeks till I'm done. But looking forward to it.
Brother, Gala's on fire, brother. Gala's on fire. Okay, let's compare what number he's claiming. 8.8 million burned. What day was that? That was February 12th. This is Risky Fish and Anthony R.A. both have these burns. So he claims that they burned 8 million. This only says they burnt 600 something thousand. But if they burned 211 or 600,000, according to this, how much are they minting? Oh, wait. There was a negative. I saw it. They burned negative Gala. How is that even possible?
I don't know.
No. It tracks the burned as negative. Okay, I was gonna say, dude, they burned negative Gala.
Yeah, they make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see if we can find the last day on this list here. Okay. According to his tweet, this says they minted 5.5 million and burned 35,000. He says they burned 8.8. Now, I don't know about you.
Math ain't adding up.
Now, this is risky. So let's look up Gala V2 burn Anthony RA. So there's two versions of them, and they both give discrepancy. They have discrepancies in their numbers. So let's see what Anthony says. All right. Today's burn, so far they've minted 2.1 and burned 287. I don't know how to go back a day. It is cool though. It shows you the code on how they calculate it. Like if you're a code nerd.
Right.
But here we go. According to this, yeah, he says the same thing. 355, 237. So do you trust Benny and Galascan? Or do you trust two independent guys that are hard coding the numbers? Anyway,
yeah.
I just saw that. I just thought it'd be interesting to look at. But no, he mentioned there was like 3 million Osmi. Oh, by the way, this is their AI they created. They basically just put a shell over ChatGPT and are claiming that they created their own AI, and you can prove it.
Nice.
Which I'm gonna have a video coming on that hopefully next week.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking at the Gala price.
Bro, Plinko, you love Plinko, right?
Play it all the time. Yep.
Anyway, so the whole reason I was going through this is that Benny had said that they were bringing 3 million. They had 3 million new accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go look at their daily actual action, the last time I looked at that, it was like fucking 2,000 active. I don't even Certic Gala. Let's see. Anyway, you were saying, well, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was just saying, I was just looking at their price over the last year. It's down. I don't know why it's not telling me. Oh, it is. It's down 3% for the whole
this chart right here.
The whole year.
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be the one.
When did Bitcoin hit an all-time high? I can't remember. When was that? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Gala can't even hit fucking 3 cents, but Bitcoin's over 100K. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and
in fact, I think
it doesn't often move with Bitcoin, right? It's irrational. But
right.
When Gala hit almost a cent, do you remember when that was? Back here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was Bitcoin at? $57,000. So hypothetically, if Gala, Bitcoin gets over double the price, then shouldn't Gala get over double the price? If it had any intrinsic value?
Here's what I have a hard time understanding. It's the community sentiment apparently is still bullish on Gala, and I don't know what that possibly could be based on.
All they care about is watching the coin go. Like, I don't trust any of this. This is all paid bots and shit, bro. Like, let's prove it. Let's prove it. Okay. This is the Certic thing, which they, by the way, said we're ranked right behind Ethereum for most secure fucking thing, but y'all got hacked allegedly, right? So there was okay, here we go. Total users 3,050 in 7 days. Now you tell me where those 3 million accounts were they created. Oh, that's right. They're bots. They're not actually
Right.
doing anything. Which this is a crazy thing, right? They made these
3,000.
bot accounts on Telegram, okay, which they used to say Telegram was the devil. We're not using Telegram. But then they bring it over, and then, oh, by the way, I think I'm blocking my face. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah,
Lee, come on, Frugal.
there you go.
They bring all these Telegram accounts over into making them Gala accounts. Who made these bots? Benny. So he controls the bots, has them make Gala accounts, and then has them playing his treasure tapper game, and then collecting this cryptocurrency on this tapper game. But he doesn't have any control over any of those coins, right? Like he obviously would never do anything like that, right? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I see these numbers and you go, what is this? What is this? Now, token transfer is 79 million. You know what we need to look at? Who's got all the Gala coins? Have you ever looked at that recently?
No.
Let's check it out on Etherscan. All right. Holders. Number one holder, Binance Hot Wallet. I'll get the calculator out here so we can do some mathematicas. Okay. 18.0637 plus 5.1937 plus 3.5462. That's not the right thing. 3.5462 plus 2.72 plus 2.2035 plus 1.9848. I'm counting all these right here because those are Gala wallets, and I know the Gala wallets because that's the only reason they have that much. Fucking, I mean, I'll go prove it on fucking Arkham if I got to. Okay, I fucked up here. I did 19. Shit. Why didn't you stop me? Okay, plus 1.9848. There we go. Plus 1.9585 plus 1.6678 plus 1.6402 plus 1.5815 plus we're going to keep going here because we've got Binance Wallet, Crypto Wallet, Bybit, Revolut, Binance. I mean, we're going to keep going, brother. But look at this. Most of these are Gala wallets or exchanges. And we're at almost 40% right now of the coins. So at this point, who's in control of the coin price?
Good point.
It's certainly not the customers. If 50% of the coins are owned by big dogs, Coin One, Bitstamp, CoinX, it keeps going. So again, who actually has control of the coins? Gala Games reserve wallet. They used to hide this wallet, by the way. They finally admitted that this was their reserve wallet, even though we called it out. I have a video years ago talking about looking at who has the most. Wintermute was on this list. I don't know where they went. So unless someone removed their tag, but Wintermute is the one that the Gala sent like the most to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like I had, I think I have it in Arkham. I'll try and pull it up real quick. But anyway, I mean, what is there to say, brother? I mean, like,
well,
you don't like tapping games?
I was going to ask you is what's been going on with all those lawsuits? Like, have any of that stuff been settled yet?
So the last I saw, there was an appeal. Let me see. Actually, let's do this. We'll type in Wintermute. I'm gonna pin this so I can come back to it. All right. Now I need to log into. Actually, no. Let's do this. What is it fucking called? Blockchain. Spell it right. Blockchain Gaming Partners Lawsuits. Find law, case law. I think this is it. So there's this one. This still hasn't been settled yet. Oh, no, it was decided. Wait, what? No, it's still open. There's no way. This is all the articles and stuff. There's no way. This isn't. Anyway, there's one. I shared it in my Discord, but there's a way to like see all the lawsuits that are claiming blockchain game partners. Is it fine case law? Or is just, I think it's this, Justia. There we go. Okay. This is the Gamedia one. This one's closed. Basically, they had to file an appeal, and then they didn't in time. So basically, they tried to sue Gamedia out of California, and the judge said, hey, we don't have jurisdiction in California. And so Gala had a chance to appeal, and they missed the deadline. I think I saw that in Faz Radio, actually, but that was like months ago. Okay. Blockchain game partners versus Gamedia. Trevor Lawrence versus Calvin Broadus Jr. You may know him as, we got Snoop, Death Row Records, plaintiff Trevor Lawrence, not the football player. BGP versus Gamedia. Also mentioned in Ray G versus Davis et al. No idea what that is. That's fraud, diversity fraud. Cool. Drifter versus BGP. That one's closed. They settled out of court. This one's still live. Then you've got the True North suing Benny. I think that's the one that was closed. I think this is the new docket number that they've consolidated to. And then, you got True North versus Benny and Escape Velocity Entertainment versus BGP. So diversity breach of contract. So
things were going really well for Gala, in other words.
Yeah. Well, Faz used to say, "Oh, that's just a sign of a big company because they got lawsuits." Yeah, right.
Especially when the two founders were suing each other, I think that's not such a great sign. But well, I do have some other things to get to. But I like and I appreciate you coming on and giving us the lowdown.
It's always a blast to come here and talk shit about Gala. Anytime you need me to come spit on their grave, I'll gladly do it for them.
It's great. I just want one thing to leave people with. What are you besides Townstar? What are you playing right now?
We got PoE 2 that's in early access right now. I dabble a little bit in the new Diablo season, but I have Xbox Game Pass. If you have a PC and you want to get a bunch of games for a decent price, I really do feel like the Xbox Game Pass is worth it. They have the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black that I'm looking forward to. It's a remake of Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, I remember rage quitting that game as a child, so I'm ready to attack it as an adult and hopefully rage quit again.
Very nice.
Just playing stuff that I enjoyed, man. At Web3, I have zero faith in at this point, and I'm just playing things I enjoy. So, unfortunately, that also means Townstar, but that's like the bastard redhead stepchild I can't get rid of. So,
well, if you ever want to check out another one, there's one called Astro Explorer on Algorand, which is kind of just a retro game platform that they made. It's pretty fun, like retro games, and you buy like a little Bork NFT that's like they're about $15 or so, and you can play the game and play in the retro arcade. It's pretty fun. Not like a game you're going to play for hours or anything, but yeah, I think they did a pretty good job on it.
Well, after you stream, drop a link in my Discord. I'll check it out.
I will, for sure.
All
right. Well, thanks for being on. Like it. I appreciate it.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Oh, I got thirsty.
All right. Okay, well, we've got a couple other things to go through today before we and thanks so much for coming on. It was fun having on. I'm going to take the headphones back off. I actually don't like the headphones on, but let me see what we're going to talk about. Am I on my book? Oh, no, I'm not. Hold on. Let me go back to my bookmarks here. Well, so BitBoy, we were talking about BitBoy earlier. I don't know who's still and says, take care, everyone. Yeah, thanks for being on. Really appreciate it. We were talking, so Rowan said, BitBoy got and helped me into crypto. Some weird things going on there. I love the show where they got all the YouTubers to speak. Yeah, that was the Around the Blockchain. I really was trying to get onto that show. And I thought I had an in because AJ, who has been on my show before, AJ Writes Crypto, he was actually part of he got to start working for BitBoy Crypto. And I tried. I didn't get on, never did make it on the show, but I tried. And I probably wasn't as good. And now I would have a lot of fun. I really wanted to get on to talk about the ISO 20022 nonsense because it's so silly, the whole thing. And I don't feel like going into that spiel today, but let me share. So BitBoy made a manifesto, and BitBoy Crypto made a manifesto, and I think it's kind of interesting. So let me share here. This is his thing. So this is kind of weird. Okay, so he says business divorce. Why this is not a business divorce, it's a full-blown RICO conspiracy. Hit Network and its leadership want to frame this as a business dispute to downplay the severity of their crimes, but the evidence proves this was a premeditated, multi-layered criminal enterprise. You're saying this, right? Yes. A multi-layered criminal enterprise that qualifies as a full-blown RICO conspiracy. So he disappeared, and then he just sort of made this Google Doc. So there's a lot of accusations in here. He says coordinated criminal scheme. The one side uses fraud, coercion, threats, court-involved fraud, coercion, extortion, etc., etc. It kind of lays out what a RICO case is. Okay, now we get into some stuff here. So Hit Network, led by TJ and Timothy Shedd, along with Justin Williams and Carlos Diaz, operated a coordinated unit to execute financial crimes. This is not an internal dispute. They actively work to fraudulently seize control of the company assets and liquidate them. Criminal enterprise uses businesses as fronts for illegal activities. So he keeps making these accusations, but there's no specifics in them. And this was kind of my frustration. He made a 45-minute video that he since took down, where he kind of did the same thing, where he kept just sort of saying that it was a criminal enterprise, but not actually laying out the real case. Well, this is more, okay, so we're getting into a little more stuff. Okay, wire fraud, Slack messages show Hit Network planned to sell the Lamborghini before Armstrong was ousted. Financial records show illicit transfers and hidden transactions to conceal ownership. This is really long, by the way. This is, geez. I wish I could see how many pages. I can't believe he wrote all this. There's there's transcripts on here. This is wild. This appears to be the court document, the affidavit. Ben Armstrong versus Carlos Diaz, BJ Investment Holdings, Benjamin Armstrong. First met Miss Dyke in, I don't even know who this refers to. I thought we might have stumbled across an interesting affidavit. Coercion and unlawful seizure of the Lamborghini. One of the central issues in this dispute is the fate of Armstrong's 2018 Lamborghini Hurricane Performante. I do think Lamborghinis are actually pretty cool, by the way. I really like the Countach from back in the 80s. It was just cool looking cars. I find I like the cars that were made in the 80s. Armstrong's former colleagues allege that there was nothing nefarious about the car's transfer. They suggest that the Lamborghini was a company asset, or that it was taken to recoup money Armstrong owed. Ben Bill Armstrong arrested on live stream rant. Well, we saw that, which was pretty interesting. I mean, at some point, I guess what I'll say about this, I mean, we're obviously not going to read all of this. This is huge. We'd be here all night. The main thing I'll say about this is, at some point, you got to just let the courts and the police do their job, and in the meantime, like his new channel is up to almost 100,000 subscribers. He very easily could have a business built on that. Just do that, dude. Just do that. You're not making yourself look good. It's crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Like, I just find like why I just think like why like listen, even if everything I guess my point here is like even if everything in here is true, he was totally screwed over. Like at some point, I just think you got to move on. You know, it's like kind of like I did with my job. You know, things weren't going great with my job. I didn't like the new company. Instead of fighting it, I know that's not a winning battle. You got to pick the battles that you can win. You got to pick the battles that you can win. You can't pick battles that are just going to screw you over, I think. And like I said, he's built a new channel to 100,000 subscribers. He's got a girlfriend. I mean, I don't say what you want about him leaving his wife. It's easy for me to sit here and say that seems kind of shitty, but like I don't know the situation. Maybe they were drifting apart. Who knows? But it seems like life, you know, it's like, hey, you've kind of landed on your feet. You got something new going. Just focus on that. I think. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if someone took one of my businesses, yeah, I'd be really ticked about it. So, and like I said, I don't know what that's just I'm just talking from his perspective. At some point, I think you just got to let the courts decide, and you just have to, you know, do what you got to do. I guess my point is like you can get really stuck on this stuff, and instead of doing that, you should just do what's best for you. But all right, that's the manifesto. I think this is kind of interesting. Are we sharing this here? Yeah. So John Woods says, yeah, that's another 90 million of of the Algorand Foundation stake removed. Well, I can talk, huh? 25% of the way to complete removal if you have not checked out Algorand staking. Now is the time. Rewards have never been juicier. So I don't know that a lot of people knew this early on, but basically, once the node rewards went live, they were planning to slow down their remove their own stake basically slowly but surely, and that's in order to make it more Algorand more decentralized. And you know he's got some proof. You can pull up the transactions here on Allo, but they're reducing the Algorand stake, and I think that's a good thing because that will mean more stake is going towards other people. Now rewards have been dropping, so we talked about that. I think we talked about that on the last stream, or it was on one of my videos. I can't remember at this point. But that's good to see. And, you know, while we're at it, another cool thing. Did I save that one? I guess I did. Mark, I can never remember how to pronounce his last name. The CMO of Algorand, the new one, the one that's been really kicking butt here. Let's pull this one up. Breaking. This is from Mark. Breaking Mitsui OSK Lines, one of the largest shipping companies in the world, a Japanese shipping company, by the way, announced a group-wide carbon inset program using 1-3 Carbon, who tokenizes these insets on Algorand. These carbon insets represent investments in low-emission fuels and offer Mitsui's customers an opportunity to actively green their supply chain. Carbon insets are often considered superior because they focus on reduced emissions directly within a company's own supply chain, as opposed to carbon offsets that rely on external projects, real-world usage, real-world chain scale. So I think this is great. And I think Leo's response is really interesting too. He said he responded to Nick Duckhoff, who I guess is like a Solana Institution of Growth guy, says, how come I always see Algorand adoption posts like this, but none for Solana? It's kind of a legit point. I also saw a post with you on TV stating that Solana was scalable and cost effective, but I am quickly learning that this is simply false and transaction metrics are bloated. By the way, when he says that, he means the failed transactions are actually included on there, which is insane. I mean, so if you take out the failed transactions, and it looks far less, which is like 40% of them, which is a huge issue in and of itself. Not just how it affects the metrics, but the fact that you have a chain you're trying to promote and 40% of it goes down, which 40% of it just doesn't work. Not to mention the downtime, but we can get to that. It says, do you have any examples of institutional adoption on Solana besides a vending machine? I don't know about that, by the way. It's interesting. And perhaps metrics they have provided for costs and transaction success. Otherwise, seems like blatant lying as the head of institutional growth at Solana. Yeah, and this is what I said, and this is the point I'll make. I said, at some point, yeah, like the Dustweeds. Hello, I'd like to report a murder. Funny. I said at some point the conversation has to shift away from potential and toward what exactly do you do here? In other words, a blockchain like Solana should have far more wins under its belt at this point. And this is, I think this is an important point, because I will hear something that frustrates me a lot is I'll be listening to some like kind of broader based podcast, and they're talking about like, yeah, this cool thing could eventually be done on the blockchain. Like I heard one day they were talking about like tokenizing real estate on blockchain. I'm like, dude, Algorand's been doing this for like 2 years. I mean, it's been around forever. So I get a little annoyed when these top chains take all the attention, and they all talk about like what they're going to do down the road. And then the stuff that's happening, some of that stuff is like already happening on Algorand and it gets no attention. It's really hard it's just one of the frustrating things in covering Algorand and crypto in general is like, it seems like the chains are actually doing real world stuff, just don't get talked about. And the stuff that has a lot of hype behind it does. But, it's not something new. I've said, it's been saying that for a while. Jeezy Wheezy. I like that. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. It says, do you think Coinbase will ever allow algo staking? Well, that's an interesting question. I've kind of talked about this a little before, because I think there's a mechanism where they could do that. So for people that don't know the history, Coinbase used to have like staking back when it was just regular wallet staking. So Algorand had it set up where if you had an Algorand wallet, all you had to do is hold Algorand. And here, I'm gonna scroll down to that. I think that's kind of cool. All you had to do is hold your Algorand on the wallet and stakedly you'd earn like 5.5%, something like that. But then they added it on Coinbase. So even if you had Algorand in your Coinbase, and that's actually how I got introduced to Algorand. If you had it on Coinbase, you could just stake it there. And then that went away. That's how I got into like downloading a wallet, because I found out, I can still stake. I just have to put it on its own wallet. So I did that, and yeah, it was working. It was working fine. It was doing well. And then that ended, and then it went towards governance rewards, which I'm not a huge fan of governance. By the way, I have Adri Bellotti, not good at pronouncing those names, from the foundation. She should be coming on next week, Friday. So watch out for that one. We'll have Adri on, and maybe Michelle from Italy. She's in Brazil, I guess. So she was in Australia, so we couldn't coordinate times, and she was going to do a video for me, but she started recording it. She goes, you know what? It's really flat. Let's just do the live. I'm in Brazil now. Let's do the stream. So she should be coming on next week. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, so then it went to governance rewards. I was never a fan of that. I don't think it worked very well. I don't like that they put the vote out front, and that's one thing I'm going to ask her about. They tell you what the vote totals are before it's done. That's a big voting no-no, generally speaking. So yeah, I was just never a fan of it. It was really easy to get kicked off of governance, especially like the DeFi one. I guess you just had to leave it. You couldn't touch it. You couldn't add to it even, because every time I tried it, I would get kicked off. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I was happy about staking rewards. And by the way, well, so let's get back to the question: will Coinbase we say allow it. What you really mean is going back to it, I guess. But in this case, it would be staking through the node. Now, the challenge is the foundation set it up so there's a max of 70 million algo that you can stake to a node. So if Coinbase was to do that, I think they would have to do they'd have to do multiple nodes. I think that could get tricky. The impression I got, I don't think Algorand wants that, because I think they would probably have to work with the foundation to pull that off. That's my impression. So I don't think that's going to happen. That's just my sense. But if they did, they would have to run. I mean, assuming they got more than 70 million from customers who wanted to stake, they'd have to run multiple nodes, and I think they'd have to okay that with the foundation. OS says, what do you think of Tiny Pool 2, T Algo, and Tiny Liquidity Pool and Farming Chief? Thank you for the live video, Rockman. Hey, thank you, OS, and I appreciate you watching. The one I'm using is the T Algo USDC pool. That's the one I'm testing out right now, and I've been really bad about tracking it. Just kind of had a lot going on, but it seems like one of the best ones out there right now for returns and stability. Now, you earn in Tiny, but usually if I can avoid, is that the one I'm using? Let me check. Just give me a second. Let me make sure I'm not misspeaking. And then I'm probably going to have to wrap things up here. Pretty soon we'll be able to go for a while. Yeah, T Algo USDC is the one I'm using. And I like that. I love it when you can have a stable coin in your pool. I can show you guys. So I'm just testing it out, so I don't have very much in it. Yeah, I've got about 10 Tiny sitting there. I was planning to do this every day, and I've just been bad because I really want to make a video about this, and I want to test it out just in general. But from what I can tell, like the APR that they're talking about seems to be adding up from the few days that I did track it. So that's the one I like, and the reason I like that is I like having a stable coin. When I did my DeFi tests about a year ago now, was early last year. It's like the first 8 months of 2024, I think. Or was it 2023? Man, time flies. I tested out like 3 or 4 different DeFi pairs, and the Algo USDC one did the best. So if I can pair something with a stable coin, it just keeps it from crashing too much. So I've been a big fan of that. Okay. Well, guys, appreciate everyone watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, I hope to do these a little more regularly in the next coming up in a couple weeks. We'll have a lot more time, and thanks to Like and Warlord again for coming on, having a nice little gala chat. Always fun to catch up on that chain, since I used to kind of cover it more, and lately I don't. I don't cover it too much. I do play Townstar once in a while, which is the only game on Gala that I still find interesting. So, but yeah, thanks so much. Hit the like button if you don't mind, and subscribe if you haven't already. OS, you're definitely welcome for the answer. Appreciate the question. And channel memberships for only $1. You can get, obviously not live videos, but our regular videos. You can get those before anyone else. And then we have exclusive videos for channel members at a higher tier. So check that out. And a big shout out to our sponsors, by the way, Non-Fungible Domains and Marcus Aurelius. Check those out in the description below. You can see the .algo address under my name. That is from Non-Fungible Domains. You can get one too. Just makes doing everything in the Algorand space a lot easier. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius is like a cool meme coin / NFT project, kind of trying to spread the word about Stoicism, which I think is really cool. I've been kind of big on Stoicism myself lately, and it's a cool meme. He's got these little like kitty cats that look like Roman emperors. It's a really cool project. So yeah, definitely check both of those out in the description below. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC, and I will see you in the future.